everybody, this is our week 3 video of our Callie and Tommy litter. As you can see, just changed the pad out, but of course as soon as we put them down, everyone decides they need to go potty, so the life of puppies. But big change this week. We got some walkers, as you will see. Black, let's see if we can. This is Mr. Black that you're seeing right here, moving around. And this is Mr. Red. That is, they've gotten so fluffy that they're, the collars are hard to tell, but I'll give you kind of the play-by-play. Back here is Mr. Blue, Mr. Brown, Mr. Orange, and then this Mr. Red. So we actually have some active puppies moving around. Like I said, sorry, we try to get the best shots where, we just put a fresh pad down, but of course, they're puppies. They're going to the bathroom a lot, so our washing machine is running constantly, and we're out here changing the pads out all the time. But anyways, look, there goes Mr. Red. But starting to see some personalities develop. We are about halfway until the picking process will begin. So the next couple weeks, you'll really see a lot. I do want to go over just a little bit about each one. Let me get in here and get them. We'll start. I got a cheat sheet up here, so that's to help me with the weight. We'll start with the biggest boy, which is Mr. Black. I know. Mr. Black has actually become our most active puppy as far as playing with the other puppies goes. I mean, as you can see, he's running around the whelping box, trying to get everybody else to play with him. He is a little over 5 pounds. He's a big, big boy. Hey, yes. I know. So this is Mr. Black. Like I said, he's our most active. Likes to make noises. Just kind of talks to his brothers a little bit. Yes. He's got a really light coat. I think he's going to have the blocky head look like Tommy does. So this is Mr. Black. Oh, I know. All right, and then the next in size is going to be Mr. Blue, who is one of our laziest puppies. Mr. Blue loves to sleep upside down. Every time I come in, he is sound asleep on his back. For a while there, we called him a turtle because he'd get on his back and then Callie would have to roll him over. He'd get stuck, but that's just how he liked to sleep. But he is just right at 5 pounds, exactly 5 pounds, actually. Like I said, pretty laid back, kind of lazy, likes to lay on the side and watch his brothers play, and then he'll join in occasionally, but he's more of a observer. Yeah. So this is Mr. Blue. Yeah. That's Mr. Black making the noises. All right. And then next is going to be Mr. Red. Mr. Red's right at about 4.5 pounds. So about 0.5 pound smaller than Blue and Black. He's pretty outgoing. As far as he's not as playful as Mr. Black is with his brothers, but he's always moving around. He was the first to walk. First to open his eyes, first to stand, first to walk. He's walking really good. Him and Black have mastered the walk. So pretty outgoing. Just more of the fact of that he just wants to. Oh, I know that he just wants to run and play. Yeah. We're still working with them as far as turning them over, running our fingers through their paws, through their gums, messing with their ears and stuff. Actually, after today, we will have their nails trimmed, and we will continue with that. So they will be They will be trimmed regularly, and you'll be able to do that. If you're not sure exactly how to trim a dog's toenails, make sure when you take them to the vet, have them show you. So make sure you know what you're doing before you do that first. If you have any questions about that, feel free to help you out with that. It just probably would be better if your vet actually shows you what to do. But that's something that you're going to want to do, is keep those trimmed from now on. So this is Mr. Red. See if I can't set him over here and let you see him walk some. They still are a little wobbly on their feet, kind of look like baby deer when they're moving around. All right. Next in size is going to be Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown is almost right at 4 pounds, or almost 4 pounds, just a little bit under. So he's a little bit smaller. I'm not as small as Orange, obviously, but he loves personal contact. He loves to be held. Just loves to sleep upside down. Very lazy. Not much playing right now. He's actually one of the last ones to stand up. He's gotten to where now he'll stand. He's just kind of wobbly. He's not actually started taking steps yet like his brothers. Brown and Orange are still kind of in the last two to do everything, but as you can see, he just fell right asleep. So he's kind of our lazy pup. Definitely the laziest out of these 5 boys. Really sweet, loves his belly scratched, loves to be scratched behind his ear. See, you can see if we can't get it going. He's scratching behind his ear, and usually you'll get his little leg kicking. But he's got a really pretty thick coat, the thickest coat out of all of them. Hey, bud. So, this is Mr. Brown. Alright. And last but definitely not least is Mr. Orange. Mr. Orange is 2.5 pounds. Little bitty guy, like we talked about from the beginning. He's been checked out by our vet regularly. He's perfectly fine. He's just smaller. He's half the size of Mr. Black, which I'll actually hold him side by side here in a minute, just to let you see him. But this has got to be the cutest little puppy I've ever seen. Super sweet boy. Pretty easygoing. Loves to eat. I know it's hard to tell by looking at him, but eats constantly and pushes his brothers out of the way still. So he's moving around. He was one of the last to stand up and actually start moving. He's a little bit further along than Brown is, but not quite as far along walking as Black and Red are. So, but he's catching up, and he's doing great. He's been held a lot just because in the beginning, we were right there with him the whole time, so he's very well socialized. That's going to be an extra plus about him. So this is Mr. Orange. He's got the lightest coat out of all the boys. It's not as thick as Mr. Brown's, but as far as color goes, he is the lightest. But I will just give you a comparison, just because it's crazy, the difference between Black and Orange. This is Black, obviously. This is Orange, so a little over 5 pounds, right at 2.5 pounds. So big difference, as you can tell. He's going to be a really big boy like Tommy. He's going to be a smaller boy, obviously. So just a little comparison. But hopefully I can get them to move around some. Callie's right outside. She's doing great. She's spending a little less time in the whelping box. She gets out and she has access to go out to the covered area outside. So she's staying away from them a little more, and that will continue to grow. She won't spend as much time. Like I said, we're still working with them, flipping them over, running our fingers through their paws, through their gums. We're introducing them to new sounds, vacuum cleaner sounds, radios. They're in there when we have the TV on, listening to children play. So they're getting used to all the noises that they will come in contact with on a daily basis. So just a recap on what I talked about, the most outgoing is probably going to be black and red. Blue is kind of in between. Orange is kind of similar personality to blue, and then we have brown, who is our lazy guy. Size-wise, biggest guy is black, followed by blue, and then red, brown, and then orange. So we're still 3 weeks away from when we'll do the picking process, and I'll continue to keep you updated with what I see as far as active, outgoing, size and everything like that. So I was hoping you'd get to see them play, which you'll see a lot of times what happens is we get them in here to do the video and they all fall asleep. So it's really funny. Normally red sleeps on his side and blue is normally upside down, sound asleep when we come in. But everybody's doing great, and I think I posted the information about the payment, so if you have any questions about that or the final payment, just let me know and I'll be more than happy to answer it. And if you have any questions about the puppies, I will be more than happy to answer that too. You'll be amazed by next week. When I come in here, they will be all over me. They will untie my shoes in about a half a second. So the changes are really starting to come, and they're coming fast. I know this is a big difference from the last two videos where they were just basically laying there, although that's what they're doing now. But they are up and moving around. Let's see if I can. Come on, Power. Ooh. Get him to wake up some. There we go. There goes Mr. Black. But anyway, same as last week. I will try to post some pictures. I will also have the video up next week. Like I said, if you have any questions, just feel free to let me know, and we will see you all back here next week.